Hey everyone, this is Darsonovia here. This is my review on Jedi Trial, which it's kind of weird where I'm placing it in my Clone Wars timeline, but thanks to TCW existing, I have to place it here, considering the fact that for me personally, it makes no sense for TCW to take place in the last few months of the Clone Wars. There has to be at least 2 years at least. I don't know how the hell I'm going to make this clusterfuck of a timeline work, but we'll see. The placement of this may change depending on how the future part of the timeline turns out. Anyway, what do I think of Jedi Trial? Well, one thing I've noticed is this novel kind of doesn't really have the best reputation. I mean, I've looked up the Amazon review scores. It's like a 3 stars. There's some criticism that this doesn't really have much to do with Anakin, that it doesn't really focus on him that much. This isn't really about Anakin's trial, that it focuses too much on other characters that isn't Anakin. What do I think? Well, I don't agree with these criticisms, honestly. The thing is, the Clone Wars era, one thing that I want out of this era is for authors to depict the Clone Wars to be as hellish and as bloody as possible, because that's what real war is. And the reason why I'm a huge fan of the New Jedi Order series, because it felt like they captured the essence of war in Star Wars. Now, unfortunately, I don't think they did this that well in the Rebellion era, from what I've read. But in the Clone Wars era so far, I think they've done it pretty well. This novel, I think, does capture how hellish war truly is really well. And I don't agree with this not having much to do with Anakin. Yeah, Anakin Skywalker may not be, as focused as much as I would like, but it does depict a battle, one of the most important battles in the Clone Wars. And in this book, unlike future Clone Wars material, thanks to TCW, the Separatists were an actual threat in here. In fact, in this novel, the Republic almost loses this battle on Sirius Van. If you've read the Thrawn trilogy, you'll be familiar. If you read the Jedi Academy trilogy and High Jedi, you'll be familiar with the character, of Cornhorn's grandfather, who I'm disappointed he didn't have a bigger role in this book, considering, unfortunately, this is like his only appearance in the expanded universe, and I would have really loved to have more stories written about him, even as a supporting character. I felt what little time he did have, I think he did a great job. Cornhorn is one of my favorite characters, and learning who his grandfather is and who he's like, it was a treat to read that. I think this has great continuity with the rest of the EU. What do I think of this book? I don't think it's as good as some of the other novels, but I think it's underrated. I think it's a really good story. I think it captures the essence of the Clone Wars. And if you are a fan of military sci-fi, I think you may like this one, honestly. There's better Star Wars stories out there, but as for a Clone Wars novel, I think it's one of the better ones. It's not as good as Shatterpoint, but it's better than Scissors Deception. And if you are a fan of the Clone Wars era or a fan of Anakin Skywalker, I would recommend you read this novel. Jedi Trial is easy to find, like all of these novels are. And I give this a good rating. I think it's a good story. I think there's better novels, but compared to what I've read last time, I think this is pretty good. And next time, we're going to tackle the TCW movie novelization by Karen Travis and any of the Star Wars Republic comics, whatever I get done first. Later, and may the Force be with you.